very passionate about agriculture, we would cluster our young people, put them in groups. You can teach them how to plant a particular crop that would sell in the market. For instance, you have young people, say from Manibe sub-county where I come from, they would particularly plant, say, greens, a particular sort of vegetable. Another cluster of these young people will also plant a particular green. So later on, with this abundance of electricity now we have in West Nile, we will have them dry these vegetables. And I will personally look for market outside in Europe because I have the connections. Once we have this dried, we of course brand it and then we sell it in the European market based with their prices that they would put. So these are some of the things that we intend to address. The leaders of today that have been representing us are just, they mind for themselves. They don't look bigger. And some of us who have been raised in this regime and who have been studied and everything else that is about us, we look so forward to also empowering our young people. So these are some of the few things that I intend to look so deeply in. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Good.
The NRM party for directly elected member of parliament seat Ayivu West constituency. Today I was duly nominated as a candidate in the forthcoming general elections. The gains we have so far in Uganda and Ayivu West, I can talk about the education sector. As we can see, the president, our president, His Excellency, has given us free education in Uganda. That's UPE and UCE. That's already gained in our country. We have economic growth or economic transformation, whereby we Ugandans, we have developed, we have commercialized agriculture. That is already another gain. Those are the few I can mention, but there are many. Then the ones we are going to bring new, for example, in Ayivu West, we have economic empowerment. If you come to Ayivu West, majority of the people, especially the youth, they are idle, the poverty levels are high. So if we are to empower this youth, we have hopes of at least an individual earning something for the family growth and then the community growth. Then we also have consultative leadership, which I am intending to bring to Ayivu West. For the past few years in Ayivu West, we have not been having consultative leadership, which has led Ayivu West be so backward. That is in terms of development and representation. Then, finally, we have effective representation, which I'm talking about. If we, Ayivu West, come together and line behind Onzima Phiona, who is talking to you right now, then I will represent my people effectively on the floor of parliament. Thank you.
Most of the roads in Ayivu West not properly.
Yes. The roads we're having, it's due to like no representation on the floor of parliament. When you talk on the floor of parliament, you are lobbying. You are lobbying these services from the government. So I intend to conquer this through effective representation.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Talk about that.
Finally, it is going to be the 12th parliament. It is going to be campaign of revenue improvement. It's going to be campaign of continuance of service delivery. It's going to be campaign of education of citizens. It's going to be campaign of units. It's going to be campaign of everything that Central Division is going to request. Thank you very much. And I much believe this is the winning team. By 15th of January, journalists come and get the result. Thank you very much. This is the parliamentary candidate for the locals, and it is again for the locals.
The gallant people of Ayivu East, Arua City and Uganda. My name is Anguyo Godfrey, duly nominated, and on record, I am the first duly nominated candidate for Member of Parliament, Ayivu Division East constituency. So therefore, I want to thank God, first of all, for this opportunity. I want to thank my team for making this possible. The question is, why Anguyo as the best candidate for Member of Parliament, Ayivu Division East constituency. This is something which has been a process. All of you have been taking note that we have just not come from the blue. This process of going to Parliament has been long overdue. Having served in various leadership positions, right from being Bill President 2 times at the college, also at the university. Right now, I'm serving as the City Councillor for Ayivu Division North constituency in Arua City, and of course, also serving as the board member of Reproductive Health Uganda in a civil society organization. So that has nurtured me to actually be the best candidate to represent the people of Ayivu East. So therefore, this is the time for people-centered leadership. You've been taking note that the leadership in Ayivu East has not been people-centered. People are put aside. The elected member of parliament underlooks the electorates who gave him the mandate. So therefore, there has been a very big gap between the electorates and the member of parliament. That's why you have been seeing a lot of issues not going right in Ayivu East constituency. So with my good background in the local government, one, I was able to understand the key issues affecting the people. Then two, the key challenges that are affecting the local government. So on the record, you all know, when you are going to parliament, you are going to represent one, the local government that you come from. Then two, you are going to represent the people. So therefore, having served successfully, and on record, if you go to Arua City Council and you want to know the best 2 performing city councillors, you cannot fail to get the name of Anguyo Godfrey. And that's the record that I'm going to take to the August House. 2, my academic background puts me at the top of all other candidates. First of all, if you look at Uganda now, one of the key issues that we want to address as Forum for Democratic Change is fixing the economy. Uganda's problem as per now is we have a lot of financial misappropriation. We have a lot of financial mismanagement in this country. That's why you have a lot of complaints. Just a few days ago, teachers are being on strike. Does the country have money to remunerate teachers better? The answer is no. We have money, but the money is not put to the rightful use. So therefore, as an accountant, as an economy, you are aware that members of parliament have 4 key roles: representation, appropriation, we have legislation, and oversight. So when it goes to budgeting, I'm going to take my knowledge of accounting directly to have an input in having the resources of this country appropriated in a manner that can bring services to the people. That's one of the key ingredients that I'm going to add in the 12th parliament. So therefore, we want to see a Uganda where the resources we have are well utilized. Uganda on record now, we have 116 trillion public debt. And you who is talking to me now, and all Ugandans must listen to me, that you have a debt of 2.4 million Ugandan shillings that you owe. People have picked and eaten on your behalf. I don't know when you are going to pay yours to the foreign world. We pay over 70 billion in terms of idle loans that this country picks. The loan is not utilized to give services to people, but every year the government must inject over 70 billion to pay interest on loans which are not idle. Why? Don't we have members of parliament who are to appropriate the budgets, who are to oversee the performance of the ministries? They are there. So what does that tell you? It tells you that the capacity of the members of parliament who are in the 11th parliament is not there to manage the resources of this country. So therefore, it is time for people to send elites, people who know what it reality is, to manage the resources of this country very well. Therefore,
not just for fun. And the values were democracy, Pan-Africanism, patriotism, but because the NRM primaries were just a mere joke, it was a selection, it was not a democracy, we have decided that we must defend democracy. You cannot have election where the registrars determine how much candidate A should get, candidate B should get. You cannot have an election which is preoccupied by violence, and you call it a free and fair process. And that said, my people decided that the good work we have been doing, we should be able to continue with it. Because a political party is just like boarding a bus. You can board any bus from Arua to go to Kampala. When you reach Kampala, the destination of where you go is your choice. So our people have decided we must defend democracy and we must continue with the good things we have been doing. In a pace of 4 years, for the first time, in a record time, Ayivu Division East, that was a new constituency that didn't have a health center for, we were able to lobby and construct a maternity ward of 500 million shillings in Orivu. Now it is a part of National Resistance Movement's manifesto to become a health center. For the president came here, and one of the biggest things out of 3 he talked about was Orivu becoming a health center for. 2, we have been able to lobby, because the patent issue of education is that teachers are sleeping all over. There are no staff houses. In the 4 years, we have been able to distribute over 2,000 iron seats in Ayivu East in different schools. Classrooms have been roofed, teachers' houses have been roofed. In a period of 4 years, for the first time in 115 years, West Nile was connected to national grid. We now have a fairly stable industrial electricity. But what is the challenge? That electricity should be taken to the local person. We have a challenge of medium voltage transmission, or a challenge of low voltage transmission. West Nile's access to national grid electricity is at 4.1%. The national percentage is 25%. That means West Nile has a critical issue that we must address as an emergency. All these World Bank loans which have been borrowed are going elsewhere. So you need MPs who speak in that parliament for their people. You don't need dormant people in that house to go and say, yes, yes, sir, yes, yes. You're not a representative of the people. A representative of the people must anchor the challenges of the people. We have been speaking about infrastructure here. This airfield we have, the second busiest in the country. Development has skipped it for several years. In the year 2022-23, CAA budgeted 20 billion shillings to tarmac that runway. But because there are unscrupulous people who came in, they were allowed to take over the airfield. And that money which was budgeted for Arua, 20 billion, was taken to Jinja. Now we are struggling to ensure that we get a developer. Government is now struggling to borrow from African Development Bank. This road which was dilapidated here, Arua Nebi Road, we have been talking about it. Those of you who are in the media, you know how many times we have been speaking about that road. When we were in Gulu, it was a key issue. When the president came to Yumbe, as I was presenting the memo of West Nile, we spoke about it. Now as I speak here, it is on the budget. But more critically, it's going to include in my constituency the road from Iweta to Muzaid, through Muni University to here, the roundabout. So these are very critical issues we must be able to pursue.
Thank you so much. Very much. My name is Atima Lee Buti, Member of Parliament, Arua Central Division, Arua City. Currently nominated duly as the NRM flag bearer, parliamentary seat 2026-2031. How I feel today, I feel great for this wonderful moment of being duly nominated by the Independent Electoral Commission to take up the responsibility of going to canvass for votes from the population that I serve, the population that love me, the population that is expecting to receive me in the wards, in the cells, that will elect me in 2026, 15th of January. Why should I be the Member of Parliament, Arua Central Division? The people of Arua Central Division are a group of cosmopolitan people who come from diverse origin, from various regions, various districts, and various countries. I, with my personality of a character that fears God, of a character that loves one another, a character that looks at others as myself, has been a down-to-earth leader, has been a leader who accepts all, who stands with all, regardless of your differences, to serve the population, to give services, to work with government, to look at everybody as one person. So the mandate that I am seeking for from the population of Arua Central Division is to go and represent them in the 12th Parliament, issues that affect the community in their livelihoods, issues that affect this city in as far as development is concerned, issues that government of Uganda under the able leadership of His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni will want to offer services to. So therefore, I will offer myself, and I am very optimistic that my people of Central Division, with the track record that I have had before, the last 4.5 years, will really give me the mandate. So
our media team, I am Engineer Tiyo Oda, the NRM flag bearer for Ayivu East constituency, parliamentary seat. I first want to start by commiserating with all families that lost their relatives between Chirandongo and Kigumba in the multiple motor accidents in which the police has preliminarily said that 63 lives were lost. We commiserate with them. We do not know who has lost a life or who is injured, but at the appropriate time, we are going to familiarize with the list. I want to thank you, the media team, for always endeavoring to put our information on the media. Today is a unique day where my name has entered the records of this country for the first time in a different chapter that is being nominated by the Electoral Commission of Uganda to stand as a parliamentary candidate. I dedicate this process to the 46-year memory of my late grandfather Gaspero Oda, who was the first member of Legislative Council in West Nile here. He was the first member of Parliament here. He participated in going to Britain to ask for Uganda's independence during the Lancaster Conference. He was part of the 30-member minister team that went to ask for Uganda's independence, which we subsequently got on 9th of October 1962. And he was a parliamentarian at that time, and he had the privilege of serving as a minister in 3 ministries in this country. I therefore dedicate this entire process to his memory, having left us 46 years ago. As we go into this process, one mistake which many candidates often make is to think that their manifesto can be a different thing apart from the one of the national chairman and the presidential candidate of NRM. Before you extract or you come up with your manifesto, you need to realize that our national presidential candidate, General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, has got a manifesto. Therefore, everything that we are going to do as parliamentarians should fall under the one of the NRM presidential candidates. I want to give you a few highlights of the major themes that the NRM national presidential candidate is standing for. Part 1 is growing the economy and creating wealth. That is the first theme. The second bit is infrastructure development. The third bit is human development or human capital development. The fourth one is democracy, good governance, and security. And the fifth one is regional integration and political federation. Incidentally, if you look at our agenda or our manifesto, it falls under the first three themes of the national chairman or the presidential candidate. Everything that we are going to do, we hope to do it as a contribution. For instance, we want to contribute to mindset change among our people, especially mindset change towards agriculture. You know, 40 years ago, we used to be a very productive community. When the sugar cane companies, the tea companies, coffee companies needed competent labor, they always came to West Nile. But something seems to have changed, where most of our productive labor now stays by the roadside and they have detested agriculture. We want to make a contribution towards mindset change, to make our people know that for you to create wealth, wealth can easily be created in agriculture. The president has given various models. He has talked about the 1 acre model. He has talked about the 4 acre model. He has talked about the 10 acre model as the bare minimum. We will try to see. Personally, I would like to participate in developing one of these models for myself and also as a demonstration for the constituency, so that we can meaningfully contribute to mindset change in the respect.
Finally, it is going to be the 12th parliament. It is going to be campaign of revenue improvement. It's going to be campaign of continuous of service delivery. It's going to be campaign of education of citizens. It's going to campaign of units. It's going to be campaign of everything that Central Division is going to request. Thank you very much. And I much believe this is the winning team. By 15th of January, journalists come and get the results. Thank you very much. This is the parliamentary candidate for the locals, and it is again for the locals.
Okay. Thank you so much. By name I'm called Lematia John Draza, contesting for the position of woman member of parliament, Arua City, coming back as an independent candidate. First and foremost, I was in the NRM primary elections, but as the previous speaker had stated that there were a lot of irregularities in the primary elections. So, because I looked at my position, I looked at my ground, I looked at how people have trusted me, how people want me to come and lead them. This encouraged me. It put in me a lot of confidence, and I felt I can do it better. Because in the primary elections, I came as the second. As a newcomer. I managed to grab all those votes without money, without nothing, but I had natural love for people. So my people came to me, the electorates came to me, they told me to come back and contest as an independent candidate. And I believe, I know, I am going to go through. Kama mbaya ni mbaya, I'm already on the what? On the ballot paper. I have been nominated. I want to thank God for that, because it is not an easy process, and we are going in for the second row. I cannot leave it at in the middle, so I have to complete this work. I have always told the people, I am for the women, I am for the youth, since I am a youth, I am for the teachers, since I am a teacher, I am for the doctors and nurses, and everyone, the poor, the lame, the disabled, everyone. I am here going to lead them in a very pure, nice way. I just expect them to trust me and elect me into that position. Without them, I wouldn't stand so confident like this. But because they have the support towards me, then I think everything will be so smoothly on our side.
What are the key issues that are in your bag that you are going to present?
One, when you look at Arua City, there is a lot of disunity in this city, a lot. Leaders are not uniting. So I believe as a young lady, I can unite these men. My position as a woman member of parliament, I am a mother. When I see my brothers or when I see my fathers fighting, it is my role as the woman to sit them down and tell them, no, let us create peace. Because when the president as well also came in here to campaign, we saw everything that happened. Leaders are not united. And this is one thing that is killing us. Number two, they are not caring about the women. The women are suffering. There is nothing they are giving the women. Our women would not be suffering on the roads selling tomatoes, selling onions, taking loans and loans every time. It hurts me so much because when you look at our homesteads back there, it is the women who have stood so strong in those families. They have stood so strong. If the man doesn't have, it is the woman who has to do what? Who has to help out the man. We have widows that are there suffering. There is no one who is helping them. Our orphans are suffering as well. When you look at the education sector, there is nothing that is taking place. The leaders are all quiet. So I've always told people, since I am a teacher, the nation is because we are. Without us teachers, this nation cannot stand strong.